Hey everyone, it is late at night and I'm Norman. I recently found a vintage fossil watch that is gorgeous. It's a dress watch with the white dial Roman numerals on it, and it was an auction on eBay. I won it for $7. And here it is. What a great looking little watch. Just gorgeous. Alright, so let's begin at the strap. This is on the strap that it arrived in, and it is authentic. You can tell that this is a vintage strap. I've done a little bit of leather conditioning on it, just using coconut oil to soften it up. You can see that it has a decent amount of taper on it. This actually goes from 18 to 14. We have the original buckle on there. And when it arrived, this was kind of gross, a little bit dirtied up. I think maybe from tape residue because it was wrapped up and then taped secured. But the strap looks really good on this watch and fits me perfectly. Looking at the lugs, they're just super basic there. Very small. And you'll see that it's not terribly thick. I like the case shape. I think it fits this aesthetic really well. Sort of the Breguet look there. Looking at the case back, it has 100 feet, 30 meters of water resistance. There's some marking around the edge there where it looks like attempts were made to pry open the back. There really isn't much lip to grab when you're opening it. Just right there, super tiny. That could be a problem for what I have planned for this watch. I'll go into that in just a little bit. The crown is tiny and has a little jewel in there. There's no real texture to it. But as you can see, this is a quartz piece, so you won't be using that crown a whole lot. Let me try and pop that out. It comes out pretty easily, and you'll notice that the movement hacks. It's pretty tough to set this because this crown is so tiny. You just have to kind of get a grip and then just turn your wrist. You can't really roll your fingers. So it's just kind of small little movements there. Get this set at 10 and 2. There. Yeah, that's really tough to set. And then pop that back. It doesn't have a really strong click when it goes back in. It's kind of muddled. It just kind of moves in and you hear it click. You don't really feel it so much though. You'll notice that the case is in pretty good shape. There's little bits of wear on there, but nothing major. And really the star of this watch is that dial. Just look at that. All that texture. The proportions are great. I love the Breguet style hands. Just the brand name on there, nothing else. The Roman numerals look great. It's a really cool looking watch. And it's pretty light too. Even for a dress watch, it's really light. So when you put it on, you just don't even feel it at all. You'll notice that the seconds hand does not hit the markers though. And I think when I feel bold enough, I'm actually going to try and remove that seconds hand and just make it a two-hander. That would suit this watch much better. I typically don't mind seconds hands on quartz pieces, but on this one it just seems kind of jarring for the aesthetic. As for the specifications on this watch, the case size is 34 millimeters, the lug to lug is 38 millimeters, the case height is 8 millimeters, the lug width is 18 millimeters, it has a water resistance of 30 meters, and I have no idea what movement is in this. I haven't been able to track down any information on it yet, but alright, so let me take the pull router off and we'll see what this looks like when you're wearing it. Here is the vintage fossil on my 7-inch wrist. That bracelet looks so great. It's a perfect fit for this watch. Oh, just look at that. I can't believe that I won this for $7. This will be the second fossil that I've owned in my life. I used to have a gold one with like a picture on it, kind of embossed on the dial of a vintage car. Got that way before I was actually a watch nerd. I like that little jewel. The crown looks great on this. Just fits the aesthetic perfectly. Just a pain to use it though. Pretty much a nightmare. That is just gorgeous. So cool. So there you have it. What a great little piece from probably the 1980s. I love the proportions on it. I love the vintage style of it. It's just a gorgeous watch. And the price, absolutely amazing. So when I'm feeling bold enough, I think I'm going to take the back off and the crown off and try and take that movement out and carefully remove the seconds hand. That way this watch will be a two-hander. Perfect. Thanks for watching.